Jamie Joseph breaks silence after missing out on All Blacks job. As Dave Rennie gets the nod, Highlanders head coach Jamie Joseph has spoken publicly for the first time after being overlooked for the All Blacks head coaching role, with Dave Rennie ultimately appointed as the new leader of New Zealand's national rugby team. Joseph admitted that the outcome was naturally disappointing, but stressed that he respected the decision made by New Zealand Rugby, NZR, and praised the thorough process that led to Rennie's selection. The experienced coach, who currently leads the Highlanders in Super Rugby Pacific, had been widely considered one of the leading contenders for the role. However, in the end, NZR opted for Rennie, the former Australian National Rugby Union team head coach, to replace Scott Robertson, who was dismissed from the position earlier this year. Despite the setback, Joseph made it clear that he holds no bitterness toward the governing body or toward Rennie, instead focusing on the positives of the process and what lies ahead in his coaching career. A tight contest for rugby's most prestigious coaching job. Speaking to reporters in Dunedin, Joseph acknowledged that the competition for the All Black position was incredibly close. While the decision did not fall in his favor, he described the recruitment process as fair, detailed, and professional. There was disappointment. I felt it was a tight race, Joseph explained. But it was also a very thorough process. There were a lot of conversations and discussions that Dave and I both went through with NZ Rugby. Joseph revealed that the process itself differed significantly from the previous time he had been considered for the job. Back in 2023, following the Rugby World Cup 2023 in France, he had been part of another two-horse race for the position. On that occasion, Robertson emerged victorious and replaced Ian Foster as head coach. However, Robertson's tenure ended prematurely after NZ Rugby decided to move in a different direction, opening the door for a new recruitment process that ultimately resulted in Rennie's appointment. For Joseph, the latest process represented something entirely new. It was very different to the last time, he said. You've got to commend NZ Rugby for the way they handled it and the process they put together. It was certainly a first for me. They put a lot of work into it, and it gave both candidates a chance to present their ideas and their vision. Respect for Rennie's appointment. While Joseph missed out on the role again, he did not hesitate to praise Rennie's credentials. The two New Zealand coaches have enjoyed successful careers both domestically and internationally, and Joseph believes the All Blacks will be well served under Rennie's leadership. I think Dave getting the job is a real credit to him, Joseph said. He's a qualified and quality coach who has coached in a lot of environments around the world. Rennie has built an impressive resume throughout his career. He previously led the Chiefs to consecutive Super Rugby titles in 2012 and 2013 before going on to coach the Glasgow Warriors in Scotland. He later took charge of the Wallabies from 2020 to 2023 and is currently coaching Japanese club Kobelco Kobe Steelers in Japan Rugby League One. Joseph acknowledged that Rennie's broad international experience likely played a role in NZ Rugby's final decision. He's coached in a lot of places and dealt with a lot of different situations, Joseph said. That experience is valuable, especially when you're taking on a role as big as coaching the All Blacks. Feedback from NZ Rugby. Joseph also confirmed that NZ Rugby provided him with feedback explaining why Rennie had been selected. However, he chose not to reveal the details of those discussions, saying the information was private. I did get feedback, Joseph said, but that's obviously private between myself and NZ Rugby. Despite keeping the specifics confidential, Joseph emphasized that receiving constructive feedback was important for his development as a coach. That kind of feedback is important to me personally because it gives me direction on where to go next, he said. Coaching is a learning profession. You're always evolving and improving, and feedback like that helps you grow. A career defined by experience. Joseph's coaching journey has taken him across several continents and competitions. He previously coached the Japan National Rugby Union team and played a crucial role in their remarkable rise on the international stage. Under his leadership, Japan produced historic performances of the Rugby World Cup 2015 and Rugby World Cup 2019, including memorable victories that helped transform perceptions of the Brave Blossoms. Joseph later returned to New Zealand Rugby and took over the Highlanders, bringing his wealth of international experience back to the domestic scene. Although he has now missed out twice on the All Blacks job, Joseph has not ruled out pursuing the role again in the future. "You never know what's around the corner," he said when asked whether he might apply again one day. His comments suggest that the dream of coaching the All Blacks remains alive, even if it will have to wait for another opportunity. Importance of an attack coach Joseph also shared his thoughts on what the All Blacks might need moving forward under Rennie. One area he highlighted was the importance of recruiting a top-quality attack coach. During Robertson's tenure, the team lost key coaching figures, including Leon MacDonald and Jason Holland, both of whom have been influential in shaping the team's attacking strategy. Joseph believes filling that gap will be essential for the team's success. "I think what is evident is that there needs to be a high-quality attack coach," he said. Strong attacking systems have historically been a hallmark of the All Black style, and ensuring that area of the game is well managed will likely be a priority for Rennie and NZ Rugby in the coming months. A classy gesture between rivals despite competing for the same job. The relationship between Joseph and Rennie appears to be one built on mutual respect. Rennie revealed that Joseph had sent him a message of congratulations immediately after learning the outcome of the selection process. "He messaged me straight away after he found out," Rennie said during his press conference in Auckland. "That shows the class of the man." Rennie added that he had hoped the timing of their interviews would allow the two coaches to catch up socially. "I was hoping his interview was yesterday morning and mine in the afternoon, so we could have a beer afterwards," Rennie joked. "But I really appreciated the message he sent." The exchange highlighted the professionalism and camaraderie that exists among top-level rugby coaches, even when they are competing for the same role. Praise from NZ Rugby leadership. NZ Rugby chairman David Kirk also spoke highly of Joseph following the appointment. Kirk personally contacted Joseph to inform him of the decision before the official announcement was made. According to Kirk, Joseph handled the news with dignity and grace. "He took the news very graciously," Kirk said. He had very positive things to say about Dave as an appointment. Kirk emphasized that Joseph remains an important figure within New Zealand rugby and praised his ongoing contribution to the sport. "He's an excellent coach and someone who is doing great work in New Zealand rugby," Kirk added. "He's a wonderful man and a great coach, and we want to acknowledge that." Focus shifts back to the Highlanders with the All Blacks decision now settled. Joseph's attention returns fully to his responsibilities with the Highlanders. The team is preparing for an upcoming Super Rugby Pacific clash against the Western Force, which will take place in Dunedin. Joseph remains committed to building a competitive Highlanders squad and guiding the franchise through the challenges of the Super Rugby season. While the disappointment of missing out on the All Blacks job may linger, Joseph appears determined to continue focusing on his work and the players under his guidance. Looking toward the future, the appointment of Rennie marks the beginning of a new era for the New Zealand National Rugby Union team, as the side begins preparation for the next Rugby World Cup 2027. For Joseph, the immediate future lies with the Highlanders, but his comments suggest that he remains open to future opportunities at the highest level of the game. Coaching careers often take unexpected turns, and Joseph knows better than most that patience and persistence can eventually lead to new chances. "You never know what's around the corner," he said. Those words may serve as both a reflection on his past experiences and a quiet reminder that his journey in top-level rugby coaching is far from over.